Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today, we are going to be watching a video about explaining why everyone that you know is broke, what to do about it, and what the consequences are if you do not start making some money. Start making some coin, okay? Why am I doing this? Tough times are coming. We are living in strange times, difficult times. AI is upon us, and if you don't understand the consequences for humanity because of AI, you are truly fucked. You are going to be left behind if you do not do anything about it. Luckily for you, I am here to wake you up. I'm here to show you the way. I'm here to explain to you the consequences. Why am I doing that? Am I doing this out of the kindness of my heart because I'm such a charitable person? Not really. I'm doing this because in the future, the only thing that is left, the only values that are worth fighting for is friendship, honor, trustworthiness, um, community, and a deep connection. Right? What is the meaning of life? Um, there are several meanings of life. Okay, you might be a stoic, you might be a hedonist, but ultimately, um, one should strive to not only survive and reproduce, but also to have fun. And fun comes in the way of conquest, of winning. There's a great book called The Winner Effect, which explains why winning in life, why being able to dominate and conquer actually has great health benefits. And the other thing is, if you do it, unless you're a fucking psychopath or narcissist, which most people watching here are not, because if you are, you can fuck off. I do not have time for selfish people. Um, you want to do it amongst friends. You want to do it with a group of people that you work as a team to achieve a goal. The best friendships that you ever have in life are when you are working towards a goal, and that goal, you know, if you can do it with friends, with within a team. That's why people love team sports so much. The number one watched sport in the world is football, or as Americans call it, soccer. Okay, which is a shit name, but football is adored because it's very simple in its rules. It's very simple to play. You just need a few people and a ball, and you draw out the lines where the goal is. And the purpose is you put that ball into the goal to score a point. Um, and the fun is in the battle against your opponent. Okay, it's not a one-on-one battle like tennis, right? It's a team effort, a team sport, and one person scores a goal, but the whole team celebrates. Okay, people love camaraderie. People need it. It is part of our DNA. It is why the human race has been successful for and being able to dominate this planet. Okay, we as a species are at a crossroads. Technology is becoming more and more advanced every day. We are at the point now where AI is about to start replacing a lot of human activity, a lot of human jobs, a lot of human tasks. What does that mean for a lot of people? A lot of people will be made unemployed. A lot of people will be redundant. There'll be no use for these people. Okay, and you can just look down. You can look into statistics. People who are unemployed are more likely to suffer depression and mental health issues, which lead to physical health issues as well. Okay, they're more likely to indulge in vices such as recreational drug use or alcoholism. Okay, why is that? Because when a man doesn't have a purpose, when a person doesn't have a purpose, it gets difficult to go about your day. What are we striving towards? And AI is going to make people feel like that a lot. A lot of people are suffering already, and it's just going to get worse and worse. And then you might say, "Well, what does that? What happens? does that just lead to a generation of unhappy people? Yes. Yes, it does. And not only will these people be unhappy and depressed, they most likely won't start families because they won't be able to afford to. Okay. And when people can't afford to start families, their lineage dies out. The Earth's population will be reduced. And if you understand where the future's headed, what is happening, do you want that to happen to yourself? You have to ask yourself that question. Do you want to remain lonely, friendless? Do you want to remain unhappy? Do you not want children? Right? Do you want your family name? Do you want to be the last of your generation? Your ancestors have fought tooth and nail to get to where you are, and now you come along and you can't get a girlfriend, and you can't have sex with a woman, and therefore you'll just die alone. The population will be reduced by half at least, and then half again, I reckon, and possibly half again. But we'll be dead by then, so who the fuck knows? What is the solution? Okay, the solution is for you to form communities, for you to become the leader of these communities. Okay, it is your responsibility to save people, right? And you might not know how to do it yet, but I'm here to show you the way. Okay, and the strategy that we'll use is by building a following. Okay, by amassing wealth, by rising to the top, by being part of a network of royals, of kings, where we support each other, form true friendships with one another, and with the extra resources we accumulate, we'll help other people, we'll save other people, we'll build kingdoms and offer our kingdoms as shelter to its citizens. Because I don't know about you, um, but I like people. I like humans. I don't think we should be extinct. I think we've got to a point in human evolution where things are really great in terms of health advancements, in terms of technological advancements, and we should be working to eradicate poverty. And what technology is actually doing is it's eradicating future poverty by getting rid of the poor people. Okay, it's not like trying to make the poor people's lives better and raising them up. No, it's like, well, let's just plug them into the matrix. Let's just plug them into the metaverse, so they'll live out their lives and won't have any children. Okay, it's going to get increasingly more difficult. It's going to get very, very tough very soon. People will be too slow to learn, too slow to understand. But if you understand what is going on, if you want to be a king, if you want to build a kingdom alongside myself, if you understand the true meaning of the value of friendship, then you need to reach out to me. You need to work with me, and we can discuss together how you can provide a net positive onto the world. But let's get into this video. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, if you were talking to another person about money and they asked you, how are you doing financially? And you responded, pretty good. I feel comfortable financially. They would probably be a bit uncomfortable and say, oh, really?
Why would they be uncomfortable? Because so many people are suffering right now. So many people find it difficult to pay off their bills, to pay off their mortgage, pay off their rent. A lot of people aren't able to own property because of the exorbitant property prices and high interest rates on mortgages. A lot of people can't even get on the property ladder. It's truly, truly difficult and tough, and society shames the younger generation, saying like, "Oh, when I was your age, I had a house, I had fucking children, I had this." It's like, well, it was fucking cheap to do so. You know, these things cost money, right? And it's not a moment to complain about it. It's a moment to reflect and to acknowledge and to come up with a plan on how to move forward. It is a life, it is a world where it's the rich versus the poor. Okay, and right now, if you are watching this video, right, most of you are poor. Okay, most of you, even if you think you're doing well, it's like you know, with rising cost of living, right? Like rising energy costs, everything's getting more expensive. Your salary that you deem is okay and adequate right now, in a few years' time, it won't be. And then plus, you'll have AI potentially replacing your job. Okay. A lot of people work in companies where they work with numbers and spreadsheets. It's like AI can produce algorithms that will blow your capacity to work out the water because AI doesn't sleep, right? You can work 9 to 5, have to have a lunch break, have to have a toilet break, maybe a cigarette break, and then AI never takes a break. So why would anyone want to employ you? And it's sad, right? It is sad. There is a lot of people that are going to be hurt by this, a lot of people who are going to suffer, and a lot of people are lonely in the world right now. They don't have a friend that they can depend on, and I can see the world turning more and more lonely when financial crises, when financial um, squeezes are upon people, and therefore you need to start cultivating these communities. And I'm forming my community. This is like a bat signal I'm sending out to the world. I'm looking for 100 people to join me. I'm looking for 100 people who are as ambitious as me and want to change the world, want to become leaders in their own right. I help people become leaders. I help people find out what their mission is. I help people, I train them up and send them out to work on their dreams, to become as rich as possible. Right? Money is, people downplay it. It is the number one thing that makes this world go around at the moment. It is a system that we find ourselves in. And what is money? Money is a mathematical system that places value upon resources, right? You know, um, oil is energy that we need. It's a resource that we need, and it's priced in dollars, so we can keep track of it, of the cost and the value of it. So you have to understand it is important. It's becoming more and more important, and it's going to price out a lot of people. And if you don't want to be left behind, if you want to live a life of luxury, if you want to save humanity, if you want to do good by people, then you have to step up and decide to be a leader. Okay, you have to decide to be a leader. You have to lead a new group of friends. Some of your friends won't come along. Okay, some of your friends might have different opinions, and you need to find the people who have the same opinions as you and move forward in life with them.
Because in our society, it isn't common to be doing well financially. It's actually very uncommon. Many people are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, worried about the economy, and strapped with debt.
And I mean, this thing about worried about the economy, a lot of people spend their social time on Twitter, right? A lot of people spend their social time on social media. And on those apps, you're feeding, you either get fed other people's luxurious lives, which make you feel inadequate because you can't afford to live a life like that, or you get posted, you see a lot of negativity on your feed about the wars that are going on in the world, about the different crises, the gender crisis, the you know energy crisis, the climate crisis, the Ukraine crisis, Palestine. You know, there's all these wars and shit happening in the world, and you're left there wondering, well, should I pay attention to these crises, or should I, you know, what about the cost of living crisis? I can't afford to pay my rent crisis. And the biggest solution is money to sort out your personal problems, right? In terms of your personal problems, your standard of living, so you can take better care of your health with extra money, so you can cultivate a ecosystem around yourself where you are living a happy and fulfilled life. And then from that abundance, you can start helping other people, right? um because if you can't help yourself, then the world will just, you won't be able to affect the world apart from get angry on Twitter. That's the only thing that is left for people to do. And then soon enough, you'll be plugged into the metaverse where you won't be able to allowed to do that because it it'll be seen as spreading hate speech.
When you talk about personal finance with other people, you quickly come to the conclusion that being broke is normal. And why is that? Well, in this video, I want to dive into why so many people have trouble getting ahead financially, and share 10 reasons why it is so normal to be broke. And the first reason is it's how everyone's living.
Yeah, a lot of people are living broke. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people are struggling, and it's like, you know, everyone's kind of in the same boat, and you think it becomes normalized and becomes part of your normal routine, your normal conversation. And it also means that being in a state of fearfulness becomes your norm as well. A lot of people find it difficult to be in a state of fulfillment because they've grown up in a state of lack their whole lives. Okay. A lot of people don't have real friends. Even if you think you've got a group of friends, it's like just next time you go out with your friends, just make a note of how many times people insult you, how many times people make a jab at you, make a joke at you. And it's all good, you know, having a bit of banter with your friends, but it's like the best friendships I've ever found is like we've all got the same goal. We're all trying to work at it, and the small steps of progress that we make, the little victories that we get, we celebrate. And those are the moments that you most enjoy with your friends. Now it could be, for example, you know, if you go out with your friends and you all pool on the same night, right? Everyone gets laid on the same night. That's a victory, right? That's a fun moment, right? Between you and your friends. And that's how men bond. That's how people bond. They have to have a communal goal. They have to achieve together, because imagine you're a group of 5 friends, and 3 of you are very successful, and then there's 2 of you who are struggling, and the other people aren't helping you. And I don't mean helping you in terms of just a handout, but it's like, you know, some advice, some guidance. Okay. And if you're not having those conversations with friends to better your lives, to improve your life, then you're in the wrong circle. Then you are not around people who give a true shit about you, right? That they just want you around to make themselves feel better. Okay. You can't rely on people like that. They will suck from you. They will drain you of your resources, and even your time is a resource. Okay. And you'll be left feeling disappointed, unfulfilled. And you know, the world where that we are headed to won't reward, um you know, won't have a use for friends like that. And if you're not prepared now, if you're not preparing now, then by the time you realize how bad the situation is, when AI has replaced you and you're not be able to make an income, a living, it'll be too late by then. So we have a small window of opportunity before AI becomes too advanced to start forming a following, to start building a kingdom where people come, where you are seen as a leader, and you know you need to build that so you can rise to the top and be seen as the king that you are. If you want to truly live a life of luxury, if you truly want to, you know, build a network, be part of a network of winners, be part of a network of people who live extraordinary lives. Okay. So you can move out of living in fear and anxiety, and be around people who uplift you, who build you up, who help you. Then you need to see yourself as a king first. Build your kingdom so other people can see you as a king, and be part of those networks. I'm building my own kingdom, and I'm looking for 100 people to help build their kingdoms. Okay, and together we'll form a royal alliance, a royal network of kings, where we are all moving to the top, heading to the top, helping each other, fighting side by side next to each other, so we can live prosperous lives. And then we, by default, become the leaders of our kingdoms, and we can then take us citizens, who those people who choose to follow us, into the next phase of evolution, protect them from the evils of AI, because a lot of people are going to be displaced, and you need to create systems, um, and lead your kingdom to a more prosperous environment.
So, as I just said, if someone asked you, how are you doing financially? And you responded, I'm doing pretty good, they would probably be surprised. And that's because in our society, it's very normal to be behind financially. And when something is normal, it seems like it's the only way to live because that's how everyone is living. For example, if everyone around you is struggling, including yourself, you'll probably think life is hard and getting ahead financially isn't possible. And you'll think that way because that's all you see and you just think that's normal. Whereas if everyone around you is doing well financially and you're the only one struggling, you'll probably ask yourself,
You know, that's why I'm building a network of 100 kings, because I want all the people part of my network to do well financially, to be leaders, to be seen as experts, to be seen as to become famous in essence. And why? What's the benefit to me? You know, well, wouldn't you want to be friends with those types of people? Okay, and I like helping people. I like teaching people, and I believe if you go on that journey together, it will form a closer bond. And that's the type of friends that I want. I want friends who are ambitious. I want friends who see themselves as a king. Like, ask yourself, do you have any ambitious friends? And I'm not saying people who tell you on a Friday night down the pub what their dream is, what their goal is. Even that reference, down the pub, a lot of young kids probably watching don't even ever go to a pub because it's too fucking expensive. When you're playing online, Fortnite or whatever the fuck you play, and you're talking to your friends and you're saying, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, yet they're playing a fucking video game. It's like, can you trust that person to be ambitious? Probably not. He's probably talking out of his fucking ass. Okay. That's why you need to be part of a network of ambitious people who are all going to the top together, who can share ideas, share their experiences. If you're interested in changing your life, if you're interested in becoming a king, becoming better, doing better, then you need to reach out and join the movement that I am creating.
what am I doing wrong? Because everyone around you is doing good and you're the only one that's struggling. And so being broke is normal simply because it's normal. When everyone's living the same way, you think it's a.
And just this person here, he's creating content, and the general gist of the content is great, but his whole demeanor is, like, would you lead this person? He speaks very softly and this and that, and it's like, there's no ambition in his eyes. He's being a fake. He needs to be part of a group where he can learn how to be an effective leader, how to be an effective communicator, and he needs to have some self-belief in himself. You know what I mean? He needs to raise his own standards, and then once he does that, once he grows as a person, he'll be a great leader, because he's trying to give some good advice on his channel, I believe. But it's just the communication is just all wrong. If you want to learn how to communicate better, with more authority, with more confidence and charisma, then that's one thing I help my clients with. Okay, how to become more of an effective communicator. If you want to be part of that, then you can reach out to me, and we can discuss how to help you. But just the way he comes across, it makes me not want to listen to him. Okay, it's kind of repulsive the way he does it, and I'm not trying to knock any of the thing that he's saying. It's just how he's communicating it is very off-putting to me.
Fact of life, and you think that it's impossible to get ahead financially. Now, the second reason is we think we're powerless over money. Now, another huge reason why being broke is so normal is because instead of focusing on the things we can control, like budgeting, saving, and managing money, we focus on the things we can't control, like who's in office, the state of the economy, and what the people on Wall Street are.
Yeah, again, that's locus focusing on the locus of your control. You know, if you're focusing on external things that you have no influence over, uh, you know, you're gonna develop a feeling of helplessness that you'll never solve. But if you're part of a group where together you pull each other up, you know, that's what friendship is so important. You need to be friends with the right people, you know, and I've got a lot of experience with friends because I've had some of the best friends in my life at different stages in my life. And then, you know, you move on, you grow, and then you lose some of those friends because you know your goals aren't in alignment anymore. And I've also had the experience of being a bad friend. Right, I've done a few shitty things in my life as well. You know, I've lived a long life. I've lived had many different experiences, and when I was younger, I made some mistakes, as anyone does. Okay, and I've also learned from, you know, having some bad experiences with friends that I was the cause of, what I done wrong, and you know, I paid the price. I've lived years with guilt, and felt depressed, and kind of, you know, self tortured myself because of my own mistakes. But you know, you move on from it, you learn from it, and you say to yourself, I'm not going to repeat that anymore. And it led me, you know, after learning how to be a good friend, how to be a bad friend, to forming some very, very strong relationships. You know, but the main cause, the main factor in all those friendships is always is you need to have a common goal. Okay, and you know, when you're younger, when you're little, you're just friends because you know you're the common goal is, oh, we're going to have to get through this class together, we're going to be in the same school for this whole year, so let's get through that together. And you form a friendship around just passing time. Okay, and the people that you vibe with, you pass time with. But now, as you get older, your goals should be more ambitious. Your goals should be preparing for a future, the future of your family, the future of the next generation. And a lot of people don't want that responsibility. A lot of people shy away from it. But you know, if you don't take it seriously, you'll be fucked. Okay, and then especially with AI coming, you know, you'll be in a situation where you are just locked in a room, plugged into the metaverse, um, and you know, not having any of the experiences in life that make you human, like love and friendship and even just sex. Okay, like people won't, you won't be able to go outside. You won't be able to afford it to go take a girl out on a date. Okay, is that the life that you want to fucking live? Right? You know, it's and I'm saying that this channel is for kings, for ambitious people. And you might say, oh, like, you know, he's talking nonsense, you know, because I'm so poor right now. My life's so shit right now. How the fuck can I go from being a zero to a fucking king? It's the only thing that's left. Okay. There's no middle class anymore. It's not like you're going to climb the ladder halfway. It's either you're in this group of poor people who are all going to be plugged into Metaverse, or you're one of the fucking elites calling the shots. Okay. What side of the equation do you want to be on? Right. And the only answer that's left is like, you know, you're going to be, you're going to fucking grow yourself, you're going to grow to the top, and hopefully, because you're a good person, you'll make better decisions than the evil people who are currently in charge, because they don't care. They keep investing money into AI and they don't care what the consequences are. So it is a juggernaut of a situation that we find ourselves in that cannot be stopped. Okay, but at least you can climb the ladder, and once you're there, you can make better decisions for people who aren't as privileged as what you will become.
They're doing. We focus on these things that are out of our control, which makes us feel powerless over our personal finance. However, the convenient truth about personal finance is that the biggest things that are going to affect you are completely in your control, like budgeting, saving, and managing money. And if you
I mean, you know, budgeting, saving, like once AI comes along and you don't have a job and you're not earning anything, what are you going to fucking budget for? Right? Most people will be left on universal basic income. That is like the next thing that's coming. A lot of people are going to be on that shit, and they'll be like, "Oh, you won't have to," because a lot of people are struggling financially and they're not able to pay their bills. So the solution to that will be, well, look, the government will take care of your bills for you, so you don't have to pay for it. In exchange, you'll have to be plugged into the metaverse. You have to take all the fucking medicines that we want you to take, and you're going to have to eat the food that we provide, even if you don't like it. Okay, it's a tough situation that we find ourselves in. It's a dystopian world that we are headed towards. The only thing that is left for you to do is to realize, to wake up, where we are, with the situation that we find ourselves in, and realize you have to start building your kingdom. You have to become a charismatic leader. You have to rise to the top and lead your people, your communities, your friends to a better world, to a better tomorrow. Because the people who aren't part of communities, who aren't able to form friendships, who aren't part of networks with other successful people, they're going to be left behind. Okay, and I don't want that for you. Right? If I could, I'd spread this message to the whole world. Right, but most people won't fucking listen to you. Right, most people will remain oblivious, and then once it's too late, they'll be like, "Oh, what about me?" You can't help everyone. You can't help people who don't want your help. But if you're watching this, you understand what I'm talking about. If you want to be part of the group, if you want to be part of the crew, rise to the top, become a king, then you need to start building your kingdom ASAP. There's a small window of opportunity left before AI takes over. If you want, you can reach out to me. We can work together. If not, I wish you all the best. And to everyone else, either go fuck yourself or have a nice day.